What's going on, everybody? Coolipus Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the Motorola Moto G 2026 that you might not know about. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to disable the Google feed. Now, in case you don't know, the Google feed is this little thing that shows up right here. I'm personally really not a big fan of it, but luckily Motorola does give us the option to disable it. So if you do want to do that, all you have to do is press and hold your finger on a blank spot on your home screen. So like this. Then from here, go to Home Settings. Then from this menu, go to Swipe Access, so right here. Then from here, tap on Nothing. And now if we go back to the home screen, the Google feed will no longer show up. So yeah, I'm personally glad that we can disable it because for me, the only thing I ever do is accidentally scroll onto it, and I don't really need a random news thing on my phone. To me, I feel like it feels a little spammy, so if you ever do want to get rid of it, that's how you do it. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to toggle curated content on and off. Now, if you're familiar with Motorola, you're probably used to pressing and holding your finger on the home screen like we just did, so like this. But with this new software, they have a bit of a different look to it. Now, personally, for me, I don't really mind it, but if you do want it to go back to the more minimalistic old way, you can actually change this. So what we're going to do is go to Home Settings. And in this menu, there's going to be a thing called Curated Content, so right here. By default, this will be on, but if you toggle it off, go back to the home screen. And now press and hold your finger on the home screen again, so like this. And it's going to have a more minimalistic look. So yeah, I personally don't really mind the new one all that much, but at the same time, it's nice to be able to personalize it if you want. The next thing I'm going to show you is a quick way to open your camera. Now, this is enabled by default, so you don't actually have to do anything for this, but no matter what you're doing on your phone, to open your camera, all you have to do is make a motion like this, and it's going to open right up. So let's try that again on an app this time. There we go. And then one more time when the display is locked. So yeah, real nice and convenient. But in addition to this, maybe you don't really like this feature and you want to disable it so you don't keep accidentally activating it. To do this, all you have to do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Gestures. So right here. And then from here, go to Quick Capture, so it's going to be down here, so right here. And again, it will be on by default, but if you toggle it off, now it's no longer going to turn on. Now I'm going to show you how to customize your quick menu. Now, this is the menu you get when you swipe down twice from the top, so like this. And it's going to give you access to a bunch of different features that you might want to use. Now, as you can probably tell, it does have a bunch of random things in it, but maybe it's too much stuff, maybe you want to simplify it a little. To customize this, all you have to do is hit this pencil icon right here. And this is going to show you everything. So in the top, it's going to show everything that's in the menu. And then below this bottom line, so right here in this section, this is the stuff that's not in the menu. So if you want to get rid of, like, say, this random thing, for example, there we go. And you can really just get rid of all the ones you don't use, so definitely makes it easier to get to things if you get rid of the ones you don't typically use all the time, so like that. And then when you're done, go ahead and just hit the back button. And it's going to change everything right away. Now I'm going to show you a couple different things you can do with the power key. Now, first of all, let's talk about what happens when you press and hold it. If you're coming from maybe an older phone, for example, and you're used to how phones have typically worked in the past, you might be expecting this power key to open the power menu when you press and hold it. But keep in mind, that's not the case with this phone and really any modern Android phone at this point. If you press and hold it by default, it's going to open the Google Assistant instead. So like this. But if you do want to open the power menu, without changing the settings, there are two different ways you can do it. First of all, you can press the power key and the volume up button, and you don't actually have to hold it. Just press them both at the same time like this. And there we go. In addition to this, you can swipe down twice from the top. So 1, 2. And the power menu is going to be right here, so this little power icon, tap on this. And there we go. And then in addition to this, Motorola does allow you to change it back to how a power key normally works. So to do this, what you can do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Gestures. So once again, we're going to be right here. And then this is going to be in the physical key section. So we got a few different things. Press and hold power button is going to be right here. So if we go here, again, by default, it will open the digital assistant. But if you want, you can have it open the power menu instead. So just like a normal old-fashioned phone. In addition to this, if we go back, you can also change double press power key. So by default, this will also open up the camera. So lots of camera shortcuts here. But then if we go back to the menu, so if we go here, you can change it so you can disable this if you want. And then one final thing I do want to point out here, so under media controls, if we go here, this is not going to be on by default. By default, if you're playing a song or whatever, the volume keys are just going to change the actual volume. But if you want, you can have it change the song instead. Now, I personally wouldn't do this, but keep in mind if you do want to do it, it is an option. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a feature called 3-finger screenshot. Now like a lot of these features, you can control it from this same gestures menu, and it is another feature that is on by default. So if you do want to take a screenshot, the normal way is simply pressing the power key and the volume down key like this. But in addition to this, all you really have to do is press 3 fingers on the screen pretty much anywhere, and just go like this. And that's also going to take a screenshot. So nice to have a few different options, but if you find yourself accidentally activating this a lot, all you have to do is go back to this gesture menu, go to where it says 3-finger screenshot, and you can disable it from here. Now another thing I want to show you in the gesture menu is one-handed mode. Now I'm going to be honest, I'm really not a huge fan of Motorola's one-handed mode. Compared to Samsung where it turns it into like an actual mini screen, I feel like this one is only really so useful. But if you do want to use one-handed mode, all you have to do is go here from the gestures menu. And as you can see, it is currently off, and it will be off by default. But essentially, to turn on one-handed mode, toggle it on right here. And keep in mind, if you have button navigation, then one-handed mode is going to be this little button here, and you can't really get rid of it. It's just going to be on your screen forever, really. So definitely keep that in mind. I'm personally, again, not really a huge fan. I feel like even with button navigation, the way Samsung does it, for example, is a lot more effective. But essentially, when you have one-handed mode activated, all you have to do is tap this little button, and it's going to pull the screen down like this. So, I mean, I guess it's sort of useful. You can use the phone with one hand a bit easier, but again, I feel like it's a lot better when it turns it into like a little mini display down here. And then to get out of it, just tap right here and it goes back to normal. Or you can also press the button, I think, so yeah. But in addition to this, if we go back to the settings, you can also have it show notifications. So instead of pulling down the screen, it's just gonna pull down the notification center. So like this. And again, I feel like it's not really worth having this little button here. If you have gesture navigation, it does look a little better, so let me show you that real quick. So from here, we're going to go back to the gestures menu, go to system navigation, and then go to gesture navigation. So here we are. Then go back to one-handed mode. And yes, so with gesture navigation, it is on by default. But to turn it on with gesture navigation, you got to go like this. So just swipe down kind of in the middle above the little bar here. So like this. And it does eventually work, but yeah, it's not really the best in my opinion. But if you do want to use it, it is always an option. And then you can do the notification thing too. So yeah. Now I'm going to show you how to make a screen recording, because with this phone and a lot of newer Android phones, it's not necessarily really obvious. So to take a screen recording, what you're going to do is open your quick menu. So again, to do that, you're going to swipe down from the top twice. So 1, 2, the quick menu is right here. And find where it says screen record start. So depending on how you set your quick menu up, it's going to be somewhere here. And if you haven't done anything, it's probably going to be on the second or third page. So let me find it real quick. So right here. So all you have to do is tap screen record start. It's going to give you a couple different options here. So you can record this screen. So it's going to basically show anything that you're showing pretty much. But if you hit the drop down here, you can also have it record one app. So pretty cool there. And then record audio. So by default, it will be system sound. but you can also have it record the microphone and system sound, or just mute it entirely. You can also have it turn on the camera so you can record yourself as well as the screen. And then touch points, so if you're touching, it's basically going to have a little dot on the screen. And then after you have your settings selected, all you have to do is hit record. There's going to be a bit of a countdown. And then you're recording, so pretty simple. And as you can see, there's that little dot when I'm touching the screen. And then when you want to stop, hit stop. And it's going to save right to your photos after making that noise 100 times. But yeah, in general, screen recording is pretty simple and definitely a nice feature to have. Now I'm going to show you how to show and hide your battery percentage on the status bar. So as you can see right now, it's not showing, and by default, it will be like this. I personally prefer it like this. It makes it a little bit more clean up here. And really, if you ever do want to see your battery percentage, all you have to do is pull down from the top like this, and it's going to be right here. But if you do want it up here all the time, all you have to do is go to Settings. From the main Settings menu, go to Battery. So that's going to be down here. And then from here, battery percentage is right here. And again, right now it is toggled off. But if you turn it on, it's going to show the battery percentage all the time. And then finally, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to change the color mode on your display. So keep in mind the differences here are pretty subtle, but it is nice to be able to change this a little bit. So to get to this, you're going to go to the Settings menu. So right here. Then from here, go to Display. So that's going to be here. And then from here, where it says Colors, tap on this. So as you can see, by default, it will be vivid colors, and you can also change the color palette thing. So if you want to make it like greenish for some reason or whatever. And in addition to this, you can also change it to natural. So that's going to make things a little bit more, I guess natural is probably the best way to explain it, but essentially it's going to be a little bit more muted and normal looking, whereas with vivid, things end up being a little bit brighter and more bold. But this concludes my tips and tricks video for the Motorola Moto G 2026. Now, if you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out my other videos about it on the channel, because I do have quite a few. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. But as always, I will see you in the next video.